Did you identify yourself as a law enforcement officer and have a badge and gun in your possession?
They know that I am.
This former cop's name is John, and you're about to see what led up to the incident that ruined his reputation as a police officer.
He come my house, he locked my wife.
What?
He come my house, he locked my wife.
Who?
This guy, over there.
Who is he?
This guy.
Come here. Come here.
As officers arrive, they're met with a hectic scene. In an attempt to better understand what happened, they try to hear the victim's side of the story.
He say he the police.
He said what?
He say he the police. He come my house. He say he the police. He the officer. He come my house. He locked to my wife.
He just walked in your house? Put
Yes. He walked to my house and he locked to my wife.
And he got a gun too.
He got a gun too.
I'm scared.
Okay. What were you doing? Why would he do
I
that?
We don't know. We just sit here and he tell my wife come out and he locked my wife.
Too many times already.
He too many times already. Not one time.
Because of the clear language barrier, officers decide to understand the situation better by asking John his side of things.
All right.
I want to blow my brains out. They started an uprising with the music, being very loud, very boisterous. I told them, I said, please turn it down. The guy right there in the jeans who was talking to the other officer, he hit me. And
Who is it that hit you?
Pardon me?
Who is it that hit you?
The gentleman right there in front of the other light.
The one that's lighting
Yeah.
a cigarette?
He hit me, and she was being very belligerent, and I wanted to keep her away. I put her in cuffs. I'm a former officer up in New York, and I'm just upset with her. I
So
told
you put handcuffs on somebody?
Yes, I did.
Because you were upset with her?
Well, no, because I'm tired of the bullshit, plus he hit me. I know it's probably wrong.
What did she have anything to do with this?
She was getting in my face. Put me in cuffs too. I want to go to jail. No, I'm joking. I know it was probably wrong for me to do it, but they're belligerent. They're drunk on their ass. All the beer containers are in the back of their vehicle that they drank tonight.
So specifically as far as the gentleman that hit you, what happened with that?
Well, he just gave me a big slap. I mean a real hard, open hand on my shoulder, which hit me up in the jaw.
Okay, when you went over there to tell them to turn the music
down.
So what are you wanting to do as far as that?
Nothing. I just want them to turn the music down.
Okay.
Luckily, a Vietnamese officer was on duty and has now arrived on scene to speak with the wife to clear the story once and for all.
Something about her husband, and I think what she's saying is that he was going to wreck her. Maybe he was going to hit her. I'm not understanding what that word is.
Chào cô.
Hello em.
Dạ. Cảm ơn Thuận. Để như muốn giải thích cái câu chuyện, giúp cô này giải thích câu chuyện bữa nay bị gì, tại sao từ đầu tới cuối nha.
Ok. Chị thì chị ở bên nhà của con bé bên kia, tại đi làm về đó, hàng xóm đó. Thì chị ngồi hai chị em nói chuyện với nhau.
Chị ở đó hả?
Không, chị ở đây. Nhưng mà hàng xóm anh em ngồi ở đây thì ở đây, nhưng mà chị là ok, em út nó đi làm về cực khổ. Thì nó mời qua ăn cơm thì chị không có ăn, chị ngồi nói chuyện với nó, thì chị thấy ông mở cửa. Cái ông đó ông mở cửa mà ông cầm cây súng với cái còng qua nữa, chị thấy chị sợ quá. Ủa chuyện gì vậy? Cây súng nữa em.
Ở đâu? Cầm để bên hông hay là...
Không, ổng cầm ổng đi về nè với lại cái còng. Thì ổng bắt chồng của chị ra, tại vì chồng của chị uống bia. Khi mà chị chạy theo chị thấy chồng chị uống bia, chị muốn ém đi cho bồ. Thành ra chị nói đấy, cứ ngồi đó để em thấy kha.
Đợi chút nha. Lúc mà chị súng ra thấy màu gì ạ?
Màu đen em.
Đen, nhỏ hay lớn bự vậy?
Hình như là nó cũng cỡ và ba dai vậy.
Đợi chút nha. I'm not sure if you know this part of the story, but supposedly, they were out there. The initial noise explained he came over with a gun and a handcuff on his body, saying as he's walking. That's so far.
He had the gun in his hand?
Yeah, as he's walking like this with the gun out.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't sure you know that part.
No, I
okay.
didn't.
Okay.
So he had the gun. Did he point the gun at her?
No, nó không có phút với chị. Nó không có phút the gun với chị. Nhưng mà nó nói là nó là cảnh sát. Nó muốn bắt ai, anytime nó được quyền bắt. Thì chị mới hỏi ổng chứ chị làm cái gì sai mà ổng đòi còng chị. Thì ổng nói một câu, tại vì ổng là cảnh sát music của mày làm cho tao không có feel accountable. Rồi cái ổng nói mày put your hand out, còng là ổng còng chị. Thì lúc đó thì ok, Ông còng chị siết quá chị đau. Chị không biết làm sao, thằng chồng chị nó giận lắm, chị nói đế đi. Anh cứ ngồi im đó cho em, ở Mỹ đây có luật pháp. Ok, em gọi điện thoại là nó lợi nó hép liền, anh không cần ra tay. Thì chồng chị thấy chị đau quá, chị gên thì thằng chồng của chị thật sự có nói lợi xô ổng đi ra khỏi property của chị. Rồi ổng thấy vậy ổng mới nói ok come here, ổng mở còng ra cho chị nói không. Mày đã làm rồi thì ok, để tao muốn người khác đến đây để cho tao biết là mày đối xử với người Việt Nam của tao là như vậy.
Lúc mà cái anh đó hôm qua đó, lúc mà anh muốn còng cô á, cô nói tự nhiên cô ổng còng vậy thôi, họ không.
Dạ, ổng nói tao là owner của cái nhà này, mày cần tao hép cái gì của mày? Mày cần tao hép cái gì? Ổng nói là music too loud. Thì chị chưa có kịp thơn cái music, em hỏi cái speaker đó có cái gì đâu mà chị nghe là thấy ok romantic, em hiểu không? Rồi ổng hỏi cái nhà này có ai, chị nói là của chị, thì ổng là ổng còng chị đó.
Tự nhiên vô còng thì không có đâu chứ nhỉ?
Yes.
So, nhưng mà cái súng nó không có chỉ vô.
Không có chỉ vô ai hết trơn, ổng nói là ổng là ok officer. Ổng chỉ có nói vậy đó. Rồi ổng còng chị xong xuôi rồi ổng mới đi về nhà của ổng. Rồi ổng chở qua lại, ổng kêu đưa đây tao mở tay mày lại, nó không. Tao cho mày mở. Ổng còng rồi bỏ đi, xong xuôi ổng vô nhà ổng chở ra lại, ổng nói lại đây tao mở ra cho mày. Chị nói là no.
Okay. So this one be a lot. That's why I'm translating halfway every time. But the gun was not pointed. But when he showed up at their house on their property, he's saying that I used to be an officer. I can arrest you anytime you want. Your music was being loud and stuff like that.
So he did clarify that he used to be. He didn't identify himself as.
Nó là hiện giờ đang là cảnh sát hay là hồi xưa?
Nó nói là nó là cảnh sát.
Hiện giờ?
Yes.
Oh, right now.
Okay, so he said that he is an officer.
Yeah. Hiện giờ đang là cảnh sát.
Yes, nó show cho chị cái thẻ rất là nhiều lần lắm rồi.
And show her an ID apparently.
Yes.
Okay, so he identified himself as law enforcement.
And showed her an ID.
Showed her an ID.
And then handcuffed
rất
her.
là nhiều lần.
And just to clarify, he did say I am.
Yes.
Not I was.
No, I am officer.
Okay. And showed the ID, had a gun in his hand.
On the side, and never pointed it.
Was it in a holster or
no, right here.
Hand?
Right here. In the hand.
In hand.
Yes.
Okay. And he had an ID. And
yes.
showed you like a badge?
Yes, like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And said that he was an officer.
Yeah.
And said that he was going to arrest her because the music was too loud.
Nói là bắt cô đi tù hay là cái còng hay?
Tao arrest you because your music is too loud.
Okay.
Arrest là chị không biết nhưng mà ổng còng chị. Là arrest là cái gì chị không biết.
She doesn't know what arrest means, but then he just handcuffed her. That's what he's told her. In English, what she just said to you.
What happened between her and or between him and her husband?
Yeah, so I just got to that part. So far, when she was handcuffed and the handcuff was hurting her hand and she's she was yelling, her husband wanted to step in. She told her husband, no, don't. We live in America. The law enforcement called them. They'll come and help us. So it sounds like that's the secondary caller. And then I guess he left, went back to his house and came back and said, I'm gonna uncuff you. She's like, no, I don't want to be uncuffed. If you're gonna do this to me now, I want law enforcement to come and see this. That's what he just did.
Okay.
That's so far.
Was there any confrontation between her husband and him? Did anybody hit each other?
Chồng của cô có đánh anh đó?
Không. Chị chỉ có để chờ, tại vì lúc đó chị gọi là 911 come to help me over. I don't want.
Chồng đẩy ra thôi.
Đẩy ổng ra là kêu ổng đi chỗ khác, tại lúc đó ổng làm hung dữ với chị quá.
So he was being he seems like being aggressive towards her, so he just pushed him off the property. I'm waiting for law enforcement to get out of my property.
But that was after she was put in handcuffs.
Yeah, that was after.
Okay.
She was on her in pain and stuff like that.
Does she want to press charges against him?
Không có chuyện cái còng anh.
Explain, make sure she understands that what he did was illegal, that he is not an officer and he cannot do that, and does she want to press charges?
Cái anh đó là không phải cảnh sát. Okay. Cái chuyện mà anh đó làm đó là không có đúng. Okay. Cô muốn anh đó đi tù hay không?
Yes. Yes, you have to do the law.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to do the law, please.
However, as they wait to do so, they uncover John's traumatic past of being a police officer.
I spent 25 in New York.
What part of New York?
Actually, inside the city, was part of the 2-2, which is Central Park area. And after 9/11, I had to go from 1976 to.
And then moved to Florida? Sunny Florida? Tired of the cold?
No, it wasn't that. It's just that I needed to get away because my brain was I worked like 80 hours at the Trade Center.
Gotcha.
I had a friend of mine that his mom died 2 weeks prior, and he had a tattoo on his hand that says, "I love you, Mom." And when we were crawling in there and everything, that's all we found. His arm from here down.
Sorry to hear that.
Very sickening.
Although what John experienced is something nobody should have to go through, the story won't be enough to bail him out of jail. However, officers give him one last chance to tell the truth before they arrest him.
Okay. I'm going to clarify some details with you.
Yes,
so before I clarify those details, let me go ahead and read something to you.
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of the rights I've explained to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Obviously, you've been talking with this other deputy over here. Have you previously requested to speak with a attorney?
No, just
Okay.
wanted to see
So
how far it goes.
having the rights in mind, do you want to clarify some details for me real quick?
Absolutely.
Okay. So when you first went over there, did you identify yourself as a law enforcement officer and have a badge and gun in your possession that
They
you showed
know that I am.
that you are a law enforcement
Yes,
officer?
ma'am. Former law enforcement officer.
Okay, there's a big difference.
Well, yes, and yes, I agree.
So did you specifically say, I am a police officer?
Not to them, no.
Okay, did you
Because
have
I am not.
Did you have a badge that you showed to them?
No, I have not.
Okay, did you have a gun in your hand that you were...
No, ma'am, I have not.
So you did not have a gun?
No, ma'am, I have my cell phone.
Okay, and what specifically was said when you made contact with them about the music?
I asked them please to turn it down
Okay,
because it's been going on long enough.
okay,
Every night it's the same thing. They play the music so loud. I'm sitting in my easy chair trying to listen to TV, and all I hear is boom, 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 boom.
okay,
Normally it's this gentleman, but he seemed to finally got the picture. They moved from over on the other side of me to here. And I've asked them if...
Do you remember specifically what words you used when you asked them to turn the music down?
I said, no, I just said, could you please turn the music down?
Okay, and what was their response? And who were you talking to when you said that?
Kind of the general group. And
Okay.
the Oriental gentleman in the blue jeans that was smoking the cigarette quite
Okay.
a bit, and the lady in the red shirt.
Okay, so you said, can you please turn the music down, and what was their response?
Pardon me?
What was their response to you?
She came running up from somewhere, I don't know where, behind me, and she said that, we'll turn it down, but it never happened.
Okay,
And that's where I kind of snapped, and it's my fault. You know, I agree it's my fault, totally. But I know there is a huge language barrier. But in the same token, they should have enough common sense to please keep the music down.
so at what point did you decide to put her in handcuffs?
Her husband, ex-husband, / whatever, hit me in the shoulder, and it bounced up into my jaw. And then she started to get boisterous and get upset. That's when I did.
Okay, was there some sort of threat? Was she striking you? Was she...
No, she was not.
She was
but
just
I could
talking
tell,
loudly.
talking very. They're all drunk.
Okay, so she was just talking, and what
very,
made you...
very loud.
If he was the one that was causing violence to you, threatening you, whatever you perceived the situation to be,
Yes, ma'am.
why did you handcuff her?
She was being very belligerent, and I figured she was the biggest threat I had.
Okay, so you said you had your cell phone in your hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever think about dialing 911 to allow us the opportunity to deal with this instead of...
I was on the phone with dispatch at the time to get,
At the time that you placed her in handcuffs?
No, before.
Okay, So that's what I'm asking you, is if you had your cell phone in your hand and that's what you were holding, why not just call 911 instead of putting her in handcuffs because she was being boisterous?
My bad. I agree. I could have used the situation better.
Okay. All right, go ahead and stand up for me.
I'm going for a ride.
Yes, sir.
Can I lock my door?
Yeah, we'll take care of all that for you.
Stand up.
Absolutely. Do you have the house keys on you?
No.
He just dropped the house key on the
No, those are
ground.
handcuff keys.
If you go to through the door to the right, if you look on top of the dishwasher right above it, there is a set of keys.
Okay.
It should be right on the very last one.
Okay. Lily, do you want the handcuffs that are on the hood of my car
Yes.
for anything? Okay. Are you going to take them as evidence, or you
Yep.
want? Okay. All right.
Just check my arm if you will.
You just need help sitting back up?
Ow, the cuffs are really digging into me.
Okay, if you turn, sir,
Yes.
sit up and turn your chest towards me and put your hands towards the other door so you're not leaning on them. That's part of the problem, is that you're leaning back on them.
Okay, I'm good now.
You good?
I'm very good now.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. And just to clarify, what agency are you prior law enforcement with?
New York
New York.
State. The state of New York. The city. I was a city cop.
NYPD?
NYPD.
Okay. And what year did you retire from there?
2001.
Do you have like a retired police officer ID or anything?
Yes, I do. It's in my wallet, which is
Okay.
in the house.
Okay. But that wasn't shown to them at any point?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And the badge that you have on the holster right by the door that says Florida Investigator Sergeant, where did that come
I was
from?
a private investigator at one time.
A
down
private
here.
investigator.
Yeah.
Okay. But not law enforcement.
No.
Okay. How many years did you work for NYPD?
25.
Okay.
I can't, well, let's put it this way. Under one name, I did a lot of undercover work too, so I had one or two aliases. So, but that's my real name right there.
It's sad to see a former cop abusing their power and going as far as handcuffing an innocent woman. Although he spent years working as a police officer, deputies had no choice but to place him in the back of a squad car, as this lie may have ruined his life. He was later charged with felony counts of false imprisonment and impersonating a law enforcement officer.